Welcome in to TuddyTalk. This is now week 6 already.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's insane. I'm Devin.
I'm Gifford.
And today we have a little bit a new setup, right?
We're trying things, new things.
I mean, it's an experiment all the time, so I'm ready to get going. We have a shakeup in the league. I just want to get that out there right now. Well, how the mighty have fallen. Let's start there. Power rankings, yeah?
Yeah.
What do you say? Number 12. We are going to stick Apple right back at the bottom.
Nothing shaking up there.
Nothing shaking. Well, I mean, he did move down a couple spots, but that's just because he's garbage again.
Oh, he moved out of 12 last week?
Yeah, you were 12 last week.
Oh, shit, I was 12 last week. And I was also gone. I'm back. I missed a game.
Welcome back, Gifford. Welcome back. Moving down one spot, we have Apple.
Apple, it was, you did the best you could. Almost hit 100, which is encouraging. But we're going to keep you at 12 this week because Pittman is doubtful for this week. And that is a huge blow in your lineup. Starting Jerome Ford at this point of the season with Chubb on the horizon coming back, it is not looking good for your team. It really isn't.
You lost by 50 points last week. It's not looking good right now. You do get to have a bit of an easier matchup this week against Gifford.
Yep, myself.
So capitalize on this and maybe you will move up in the power rankings. But as of right now, Rachaad White, Najee Harris, you try to send a trade to me, I don't really like your team.
Put it out there.
He tried to send something earlier, but
I threw out my Scott trade 2 weeks ago. What was the trade?
Let me pull it up real quick. You went with Rachaad White for Tony Pollard. And damn. I shit talk Rachaad White so much on this podcast.
Too smart.
I'm not going to give you Tony Pollard for that.
No.
He's just too consistent, and Rachaad White is straight garbo.
We disrespected Tony P too much at the draft, so Devin deserves to dangle him in our faces.
I'm going to dangle that shit all day long. All right, moving on to number 11. I am going to put, let's see, who did I put? Nate. You moved down 2 spots. Now, you scored over 100 2 weeks ago, and then you followed up with under 90. I can't respect that as a football team. As a manager, you got to whip your team into shape. Mm-hmm. They can't be doing this to you. Otherwise, you're just not going to sniff the playoffs.
Right. You are desperately at this point waiting for Devontae to sign with someone, pleading for Devontae to go somewhere. You really need Devontae right now. Jalen Hurts was on bye last week, but Jalen hasn't really looked good all season. Some of these top quarterbacks are looking like ass, and Jalen unfortunately falls into that category this year. So it's looking rough. Rodgers did not look great. He looked washed up. So you might have to go on the waiver wire this week. There are some good quarterbacks available. Baker got dropped for some reason. I don't know why. But wink, wink. You need to get yourself a new quarterback, and you need Devontae to start logging games because it's starting to get dangerous over there.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts, he's been quarterback 20 on the year so far.
Terrible. That's just not what his standard should be.
Not at all. Last 2 weeks, besides the bye, he got 14 and 18. That's not what you want from Jalen Hurts. He's supposed to be dynamic, supposed to be one of the top quarterbacks. Unfortunately, hasn't been this year.
Who's fallen off worse, Mahomes or Hurts?
Ooh,
not a 20-point game from Mahomes this year.
Mahomes, he kind of fell off last year. He wasn't putting up his old scores last year.
What is going on with him?
I think
is he just trying to just win now, I guess?
Yeah, now it's all part of the team. He has a really good defense. He has a really good team now, so he doesn't need to put up these magic plays and get these 30-point games anymore.
Very true.
Which is rough. But I think you'll start seeing more with Travis Kelce. That connection's going to link up again because of Rashee Rice being out.
Sure.
Moving up from Nate, at number 10, we have Gifford.
It's me.
Moving up 2 spots.
Much needed win this week, desperately. The first time in a long time where my team seemed like it clicked on all cylinders. I'm starting to get comfortable. I got some guys coming back this week. Hopefully Mixon is starting to practice. So that is a huge sign. And CMC is on the horizon potentially for week 7. So I'm excited. It's looking up. It was a rough 4 weeks, but I knew if I just waited it out and snuck out a victory, I could like hold on until some lethal pieces come back. So I'm excited. I think my push starts now, and I think my harder part of the schedule is in the last quarter of the year, so I can get some wins here and stack up, and we'll see what I can do.
Yeah, Joe Mixon coming back is going to really help you. And then CMC, I'm still not a believer. I don't know if he's going to be good enough to come back and start winning for you. It's going to be a long road of recovery for him in my eyes, but that's also big bias because I have Jordan Mason.
That's very fair. Some welcoming signs like Garrett Wilson, first 20-point game of the season.
Yep.
That's a good sign. Chase Brown.
Chase Brown went crazy.
He's
15
crazy.
points.
I need him. And, for a draft pick next year, I think that's a good pick. I think Zach Moss is on a 1-year contract, if I believe so. I think Chase Brown's going to start next year.
I like that.
So I like that. And Swift, 2 weeks in a row over 20. So
Jesus. I noticed you changed his name to Forgiven after 1 week. That's you're trusting real quick. I know that he did it 2 weeks in a row now, but I don't know. He gets an easy matchup against Jacksonville this week. So
I think that's another reason why it's Forgiven. It's been an easy schedule for the Bears the past couple of weeks. So that definitely plays in his favor. And Geno is a top 5 fantasy quarterback in the league, which is insane, but
I think he has the most yards in the league right now, doesn't he? And he gets to play tonight. Shoot.
And Neighbors might be out this week. I might throw Wandale in there. Who knows? Everything's just going in my favor right now.
Everything is up in the air.
And it's great. It feels good to finally get some positive stuff going this season, but do not underestimate you, Apple. I do not.
That's good. Don't underestimate anybody. Always whip your team into shape before any game.
Absolutely.
I do want to hear your outlook on Marv, though. He scored less than 5 last week. What are you thinking for the rest of the season?
Bad week. Marv can't score 15 to 20 every week, so it is what it is. I wasn't concerned. I'm not he has a hard schedule coming up. He's going to Green Bay this week. It is what it is. He's wide receiver 1 regardless on that team, so it's whatever.
That's fair.
I waited for Garrett Wilson for 5 weeks, so, I mean.
I guess so.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We have Scott in this position, and he's moving up 1 from 10 into 9.
The crazy trades are not stopping here. Not stopping.
Scott continues to shake up his team. Crazy trade. Tank and Tank are now on your team. You gave away a 10th rounder, and who else?
I think he had Tank on his team. Oh, no, he didn't.
No, he has Tank now.
He has Tank now.
Let me see. Looking at it, JSN and a 10th for Tank and Tyler Kraft.
I guess JSN wasn't producing to your liking. I'm not mad at the trade. Personally, it's not something that, that blows my mind like the Bijan trade you did earlier in the year.
Yeah.
But coming off this week, you scored 108 points, which is respectable. You lost by 20, whatever. You got over 100. And you beat me last week, so that's why you're staying at number 9 at the moment.
Yeah. As a hypothetical, not saying that this came through or anything, but would you take either JSN and $20 worth of fab, or would you take Brian Thomas Jr. of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Brian Thomas, for sure.
Yeah, just hypothetical. That's all that was. I'm not saying anybody sent that to me or anybody in the league.
It's just a rumor.
Yeah, it may or may not have happened.
Yep.
I do gotta say Brian Thomas easy. But you were really anxious to get rid of JSN, clearly. I don't know why. I think he's been pretty good. I think he's only going to get better throughout the year.
I think, Scott, my only concern with you now is, even though names are just a name, your team is lacking star power. And in this sense, you're playing with a lot of young guns, a lot of guys who their time on the field is very questionable. I don't know if Tank Bisbee is going to do that again. I don't know if Braylon Allen is going to continue getting touches because Brees needs to ramp it up. I don't know about a lot of your guys. So I like the Drake London addition, but other than that, a lot of young guns that don't know if you're going to get the ball this week or next week or whenever.
It's a weird dynamic on this team. There's a dichotomy because you're saying he has the young guns. He has CJ Stroud, Drake London, Ladd McConkey, Jameson Williams, Braylon Allen, Bucky Irving, all those guys. But then on the other hand, you have Zamir White, Kareem Hunt. You have Travis Kelce,
Right.
Zach Moss, Roshan Johnson. All of these guys, some of these guys are starters on this team, and it's just either go all the way young or go all the way old. Like, you gotta find somewhere that, invest in your team.
But your team is scoring good from now. But again, the lack of big names. When you look at your team, there's no big names. Nothing really scares the opponent. There's no matchup problems on your team, unfortunately, outside of possibly Drake London. But that's about it.
Drake London looked great last week.
He looked really good.
He
But how many 500-yard games is Kirk gonna throw?
Exactly. It's not gonna happen every week.
Yeah.
Let's see. Moving on.
Number 8.
Number 8, we are going to have Chris, moving down 1. Now, Chris, I moved you up because you beat Sammy the week before. However, this last week, you didn't even score 100.
And you lost to a winless team.
Exactly. I can't keep you up there. I gotta move you down again. Now, your team was, 11-3? I guess now it's gonna be 10-4.
10-4.
10-4. Garbage. Or hurry up cup is what you said. Now you get to play against somebody a little better than 0-5 or 0-4. Not that, I mean, it's not saying much. My team is in shambles. But let's talk about your team. That's why we're here. Bijan Robinson, how concerned are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
With Bijan, I think they just need to figure out his role. Stay patient. We haven't hit the halfway point of the season yet. And I think Bijan showing can be more concerning than what it is, but I think he'll get involved. I think he's going to start to ramp it up. I don't know if he was worth the number 1 pick. I was doubting that from the very beginning. Yeah. But I think he's going to start showing his talent real soon. I'm not giving up on Bijan just yet.
Bijan is limited right now. He was limited in practice on Thursday. That was 2 hours ago for us. It's concerning. This year, he hasn't even scored 15 points in 1 week. He hasn't gotten over that 15-point limit. Algiers taking a lot of touches. I just don't know how much I trust Bijan over even Drake London. James Conner, though, man, I melt every time I hear that guy's name. He's so good.
Which is crazy because a couple of years ago when he was younger, he was more of a risky pick. It was like, James Conner's cool.
When he was on the Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, as a veteran, great pick,
Absolutely.
But I love James Conner. Dak had another solid performance for you. Couple turnovers, but anything over 20 points for a quarterback is pretty decent. CD had a down week, but that was expected. Steelers, bad weather. It is what it is. CD still top 3 fantasy wide receiver in the league.
I do want to bring up real quick though. We were saying 15 points for Bijan is the mark. James Conner has been over that 3 times already, and we've had 5 weeks.
Yep.
James Conner over Bijan, maybe. Maybe you keep James Conner this year.
They're doing the memes with like the different Robinsons too, like Brian over Bijan. Like you accidentally said Brian during the draft instead of Bijan.
That would have been a good move. What do you think about the JSN acquisition?
For Chris, I haven't really looked at his team. Tucker Kraft did well for you last week, so I guess it's okay to sell high.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
he has Laporta as well.
Laporta. I'm gonna say that's a great move for Chris because you had too many Packers on your team. We were talking about it earlier.
Yep.
You had Wicks, you had Kraft. I think you had someone else too. It's good to get rid of that one person and you add in, young stud on the Seahawks hometown team. So
yeah,
I don't mind the trade.
I'm wondering if that's what Scott was relying on. Is that I like the Seahawks and that I would take JSN.
I mean, I'm a sucker for Seahawks players, man. Anytime I could root for my team and get fancy points out of it, it's cool.
That's fair. It rips me apart every time rooting against the Seahawks.
You have the love of your life, CMC, but he's ripping us apart.
Exactly. Or even just last week, playing against Tatani and DK Metcalf. There were a couple plays that got overturned, and it ripped my heart in half.
His big ass fumbled though, so it doesn't matter.
Yep, exactly.
Fucking DK.
Dontavian Wicks kind of disappointed last week for you, but hopefully he hops back into it with Jordan Love getting healthier and healthier.
Yep.
I think we talked about everybody on that team, so let's move on to number 7.
Siete.
Sammy, you're moving up 1 spot. However, once again, you are flip-flopping. Man.
The most bipolar team in the league.
I can't believe it. It's insane what you do. And I mean, I'm picking you this week to win, so you better do it.
Mike Evans, great performance. Is it time to let go of Waddle? Is it time to give up on Jalen Waddle?
What I can't give up on Jalen Waddle while he doesn't have a quarterback. That's just me though.
Fair.
I think it's just rude. Kyron Williams. Let's talk about Kyron real quick. He is on bye this week, but jeez, he's been good. Number 4 running back over. I have not been paying attention to Kyron.
I was expecting Kyron to do that going into the year. I saw a post on social media where it says, I think he scored a touchdown in every game he's played it, or something crazy like that.
Really?
Like he scored a game, scored a touchdown in double-digit games in a row going into last year, like 15 straight games.
That's crazy.
We can fact check it right now.
It's at least five games right now. He's scored a touchdown in every game this year.
Yeah.
13, 13, 30, 18, 17. He's been on a roll.
Yep.
Hard to believe he's only the number 4 running back. Jamar Chase came alive last week. My God.
He's starting to wake up. That's
2 touchdowns, almost 200 yards, 10 receptions.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
Golly.
And that's what you like to see. It was concerning at the beginning of the season, but Chase starts to wake up. And whenever he has a good game, you have a chance to win every week. So
that's true. That's why you take him in the first round.
Yep.
This week you get J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards back. You're going to have to play both of them because you have some buys coming up this week, which might hand you a loss, unfortunately.
I would try to deal out some trade, Sammy, because that's 2 birds with 1 stone there. I
want to know what happened to J.K. Dobbins, though, because he kind of fell off real quick after the first couple weeks.
I know one of the games was a tough matchup. The 6-point game he had or whatever, they're playing someone tough, if we can pull that up.
Yeah, real quick. So J.K. Dobbins, he went for, oh my God, 6 points against Pittsburgh. So that makes sense.
A tough running defense.
Kansas City's also a tough running defense.
Yeah,
he got 7.
I just got to say matchups, probably just tough matchups.
It's going to be tough this week too. This week with Denver. Denver's defense has been...
Denver's legit, man.
Yeah.
By the way we're playing right now, I'm surprised we beat Denver in game 1 because...
Bo Nix was just trying to settle in.
Yeah.
Now he's feeling a little better. I do think J.K. Dobbins is going to be just fine, but this week might not bode too well for him.
Nope.
At number 6, we're going to have Tommy. And, you won last week, so hopefully you can continue that rolling into this week. Let's see, 4 questionable players in your starting lineup right now. Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne, Devonta Smith, and Devin Singletary. I don't know if all of them are going to play.
Is it concerning that Tank Bigsby and Tyrone Tracy is eating up into Singletary and Etienne's time here?
Yeah.
Because Etienne did play last week,
yeah,
and Bigsby noticeably outplayed him.
Yeah. I don't know if Bigsby's going to eat into Etienne's starting role. I don't know if he's going to actually overtake him, but I do think that Tracy can overtake Singletary.
And Tracy looked great.
Tyrone Tracy did look really good against the Seahawks. I thought that looking at his score, it would have been over 20. He only scored like 13 points.
Yeah, just no touchdowns, but he went over 100 yards, so...
That makes sense. So a lot of questionables. I think Jonathan Taylor's not going to play. I don't know if Singletary is actually going to play.
No.
Looks like Smith will be back, so that's good. And looking at your bench, you might have to play Zeke and Michael Wilson on the Cardinals.
He played Michael Wilson last week, so... But at least Jordan Love is back, so I guess that's a added bonus.
Yeah.
But
looks like Michael Wilson's ceiling is like 10 points, though.
But Caleb did great last week on your bench, so do you start to doubt? Do you start to flip-flop who to start, who not to start? We'll see.
That's tough. Caleb's been back and forth, but he is playing Jacksonville. I think that you could start him.
I think you could too.
But Jordan Love is also playing Arizona, so that could...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd play it safe and go Jordan Love. Moving on. At number 5, we are going to have Paris moving up 1. You completely annihilated Brittany last week.
Another hot and cold team.
Yeah. But, she keeps winning. So, 3-2 at number 5 in the league and in the power rankings. Lamar Jackson scored 45 points last week. James Cook back to his winning ways at 16.9. I really like that. Brock freaking Bowers, man. Crazy, bombastic score with 21 on the Raiders too.
Yeah. In a shitty week, they lost like 42-10 or something.
Yeah, 34-18. So
all right, 34-18.
close, but against Denver, Jesus, Brock Bowers has been nice, and without Devontae Adams there, he's going to be even better.
That's a good sign.
I do want to talk about Ramondre though. Do you start Ramondre after that 17-point game last week on her bench?
I think as long as Kenneth Walker is healthy, I just don't see why you start Charbonnet. Charbonnet's not going to get that bulk of touches that you need to score points, so you're kind of forced into starting Ramondre. You have to.
I think you have to. Is this a case of her not looking at her lineup, or is it just...
I think she was punishing Ramondre the past 2 weeks. Also, there's reports last week that Ramondre was going to get benched.
There was. It was like right before the game, too.
I was actually eating at Eric to get Gibby off of him, just because, just to have him, but... Ramondre played well, so he should establish his starting role now. And they got a new quarterback now. Drake May is officially starting.
Yeah, I heard about that. Drake May.
So he's going to have to lead into the rush. It's his first ever game. They're going to probably run a lot. So Ramondre is the answer. Charbonnet is not a starter if he's not starting.
I was looking into Jalen Polk, but unfortunately Apple pulled the trigger before I could pick him up.
Never been high on Drake May, though. He gives me Mac Jones vibes.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
It's just for the will he go off or will he just be garbage? It doesn't hurt to just pick people up.
Absolutely.
I think Cam Akers is the same case. He keeps on getting picked up and then dropped.
Well, it's because Mixon won't come back. It's because he's not coming back yet.
All right, here's where we get a little spicy. Well, number 4, moving down 3 spots. 3 spots is Tatani.
It's such a rib here.
You can't be 4-1 in the number 1 spot. You have to be 5-0.
Apparently, you can't be 4-1 in the 2 or 3 spot either.
Yeah. Well, I guess you can because Eric is 4-1.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tatani, what happened, man? What happened there? Yes, you're outscoring me by 100, but when it counts, are you outscoring me? No. No, you're not.
Nope.
And it's brutal. Watching Kamara in the Monday Night Football game, I was worried to start the game. And then watching him get shut down play after play, it was just... I can't find a word. It was exhilarating. I loved it. I
got a question.
So good, yes.
With the Saints on a downhill progression here,
yeah.
Carr's hurt. Does that hurt Kamara with a backup quarterback? Does that give more attention on him because they're going to have to use him, or is it more they need to use him more?
Well, they need to use him, but I don't know how open he's going to be because, do you respect Spencer Rattler as a quarterback?
No, I didn't even respect him in college.
No, exactly.
No.
You have to respect Derek Carr. At least he can get the ball downfield.
Veteran.
I don't even know if Rattler can do that.
No.
It's going to be really tough sledding on Kamara. If he can prove it this week coming up, let's see, who are they playing?
I don't know.
They're playing Tampa Bay. So that is a winnable game. It could be a shootout, very likely.
Yep.
They're going to need to lean on Kamara, but like I said, I don't think the defense will respect Spencer Rattler as much. Aaron Jones, is he coming back this week? He scored 5 and then went out, kind of like my Nico Collins, but at least Nico got 15. Now he's week to week. That's brutal. At least he's not on IR, because that's where all my players end up.
That's true.
Lucked out.
Yeah, it is starting to go down a little bit for Tatani. Apparently the rookie for Carolina's sledded to come back, so Chuba should, Chuba's spot might be up for grabs here coming very soon. Who else?
Chuba and Trey Sermon. Once JT comes back, Trey Sermon's gone.
Exactly.
He scored
I got
15
Chase Brown from him.
Did you? Okay.
So I got Chase Brown from Tatani. So
yeah, your stars didn't play, or they didn't score. So how much can I hold that against you? Baker Mayfield did score 30, and now he's off your roster. I don't get how you punish him for that. Why not drop Patrick Mahomes instead?
Is he starting Patrick?
No, he picked up. Was it? It's not Dalton, is it?
No, there's no way he picked up Andy Dalton.
Kirk. He picked up Kirk.
He's that confident in Kirk and dropped Baker instead of Mahomes. Interesting.
He should have just dropped Mahomes. Mahomes isn't Baker Mayfield.
No.
Baker Mayfield has been so much better than Mahomes this year. That's crazy to me.
It's very confusing. Also, okay, the one positive for Tatani coming this week is A.J. Brown might finally return.
A.J. Brown's back. Saquon Barkley is off bye. Firepower's returning. You'll be just fine.
Yep.
I'm putting you at 4 just because I beat you and I think it's silly. On your bench, you did have some positives. Cam Akers scored over 10. Tyron Chasey scored 15. And then 29 from Darnell Mooney. Insane.
It's so annoying.
105, 9 receptions, and 2 touchdowns. I don't know how much that's going to... Oh, maybe that's why he got him, to have that stack.
Possibly.
You think so? I think that's a garbage ass stack. You had Chris Godwin and Baker Mayfield. That's just fine of a stack. You should have just kept it there. I don't know, man. But this week you should be back to your winning ways. You're already projected for 110. Sorry you had to lose.
Is consolation brackets of Toddy's brain starting to come through again?
Is he panicking?
Is it starting to gleam through this great stretch he's had the past year and a half?
I think I broke his brain. That's what it is. It's all me.
I think the whole league has been fucked up mentally this year. Just we don't know what to do.
I mean, everybody's getting hurt. It's been a brutal year.
It started at the draft. The draft was just a mind fuck for everybody. So
that's true. Bijan at 1 just kind of tanked the entire season. All right, moving down 1 into number 3, we have Brittany. Her name is straight up just Neighbors.
I'm going to say this right now. I love you, Brittany, but you do not deserve to be number 3 this week.
Damn, there was no pushback when I was making the list. Okay. You get David Montgomery, you get Amon-Ra St. Brown back this week. Unfortunately, last week you couldn't crack 100, but you did have some stars out. Rashid Shaheed has been a disappointment the last few weeks. Oh, no.
Big bomb on Monday night.
Yeah, sorry, I'm eating my words. He had 18 last week. But I don't think he's going to continue doing that, so sorry about that. You get Neighbors back, hopefully. I don't think he's been practicing, actually.
He's trajectories toward not playing this week.
Brutal. He did not practice today. You might have to start slating again, which, I mean, it worked out last week, didn't it?
It did. We made him look like, I don't know, any great receiver of the past.
Victor Cruz.
Victor Cruz.
Your quarterback position, we are back to Anthony Richardson right now. Sam Darnold is on bye after disappointing you last week. So, I mean, that's the last bit of news I have for Brittany's
Brittany,
team.
go pick up Baker Mayfield, please. Someone pick up Baker Mayfield, please.
Please. Baker Mayfield does not deserve to be on the waiver wire. I might look at him. Kyler's been really good.
I wanted to, but someone... I thought after Wednesday or Thursday I could pick him up, but I still have to bid, so...
Yeah. And then Brock Purdy is on the waiver wire too, but...
Brock's been playing
he plays tonight, and you can't pick him up, so...
Well, his past 2 weeks haven't been great, so...
No, I would rather have Baker anyway.
Yep.
Moving on to number 2, we are going to put Eric there.
Man.
I mean, Eric, past 2 weeks, scored over 140. What do you have to say about Eric?
Eric is a legit title contender at this point. Just to put into perspective, with Jefferson on bye this week, if he gets his whole team together by next week, Chubb might be healthy, Jefferson and Derrick Henry playing this way. I mean, that's hard to beat. Kenneth Walker is playing out of his mind outside of last week because we apparently only ran the ball 5 times or something. Something crazy.
It was bad.
And then... Yeah, man, you just have a stacked team that can compete with Devin and Tatani at this point. So you are definitely in the hunt. Just keep winning. Joe Burrow might be QB1 this year. He's battling for QB1.
QB1 on a 1-14.
On a 1-14, but he's leading the league in touchdowns. So he's playing phenomenal. So yeah, I mean, fuck, man, that's tough to beat.
The biggest area of question for this team is the wide receiver spot. You have Justin Jefferson on bye this week, so obviously that's your biggest wide receiver. And then you have Christian Kirk, who just has taken a backseat on that offense. DJ Moore has popped up a couple weeks now, so I don't know how much more I can shit on him because he just shows up after I do.
Yeah.
I gotta stop talking shit about this team because that's what propels it into winning.
So we have to praise him into them underperforming.
Man, Joe Burrow is so good.
So good.
I love Derrick Henry. He's definitely not old.
Is this 2016? No.
Exactly.
It's Derrick Henry.
He's so good. Kenneth Walker, man, he's the best running back the Seahawks have ever had.
He never gets hurt. He's bulletproof.
Incredible. Christian Kirk definitely deserved that $100 million that he got.
Absolutely. He proved himself in Arizona.
Can't think of anybody else that deserves that.
Justin Jefferson, best wide receiver in the league.
Incredible. I've never seen a talent like that.
QB proof.
Crazy. George Kittle. Tight end. Tight end who?
Is that Tony Gonzalez?
Number one.
I am Tony Gonzalez.
Best tight end
I'm Tony
in the
Gonzalez.
world. And I mean, we're gonna get to the last couple people. Xavier Leggett, number one rookie of the year.
Oh my god! Fuck
man.
Malik Neighbors. Fuck Neighbors.
Exactly.
He's doing this with Andy Dalton.
Brian Thomas, Xavier Leggett. He's a Leggett winner.
He's a Leggett winner. He's doing this with Bryce Young and Andy Dalton. League him.
Of course, we can't forget about your best running back right here in your flex position, Antonio Gibson. Oh my god. So
you
good.
know what? Ramondre's been a disappointment this season. I think Gibby should be starting.
You can't argue with that. Antonio Gibson, best guy on your team, man.
He's the only guy with big enough balls to try to kill his teammate for a starting spot.
Trying to put out a hit. He's gonna do it
put
again.
out Brian Robinson, and he's gonna try to do it to Ramondre again sometime this year.
Absolutely. And then looking at your bench real quick, you have Brandon Cooks is on IR, so you have a free roster spot. Go pick somebody up just for fun.
But you're a top 3 team in the league, Eric. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's obvious. Number 1 in the league. I'm trying to stay humble here, but you can't when you beat the best team in the league.
It's been a long 3 to 4 years since you've been here.
Kyler Furry has just been good luck right now. That's why I haven't changed the name. Kyler Furry is just on a roll. And
for all you role play lovers out there.
If he wins again this week, I don't know if I can change that name. I've been hit with so many injuries, and
let's talk about them.
Yeah, let's do it real quick. So Puka obviously went away pretty quick in the year.
Any signs of him coming back soon?
I think he's missing another at least 3 weeks.
Damn, it's that serious? I didn't know his injury was that serious.
It's tough. So hopefully he's back by playoffs, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Playoffs?
We're talking about playoffs?
Number 1 seed talking about playoffs.
Rashee Rice, he's gone for the year. And unfortunately probably going to be gone for at least 7 weeks next year.
And his freedom might be gone next year. So.
Exactly. He's probably going to be suspended next year. And then moving on to my number 1 guy, Nico Collins.
Beautiful deep catch, touchdown.
He looked incredible on that catch. I didn't see him pull up at all. I didn't see him.
I saw a little bit of a limp as he went into the end zone.
Did you?
I mean, it looked like, usually when they got separation, they jog in, but it looked like a
little bit of hobble.
Yeah, a little bit of a hobble.
He must have completely tore it or something.
He must have tore something, just completely dusting his defender.
Anyway, out at least 4 weeks for him, and that's brutal for me.
And CJ struggled the rest of the game without him in the lineup, so...
Yeah, because he's a safety blanket. Man, we just need him back.
But let's not avoid it.
Let's not.
The big topic.
Go ahead.
Breece Hall. What the fuck is going on with Breece Hall?
Braylon Allen, who did he suck off to get this many touches? It's crazy.
Apparently he sucked off Salah and got him fired.
Well, good thing he's gone now. I gotta say that much. He's a defensive-minded guy, and that's not who should be running this offense. I mean, Breece Hall, yes, he hasn't looked great on his touches, but... he's better than what we're getting. And we need Breece to get more touches. This week, he gets Buffalo. It's a little bit of a softer matchup for running backs. If he doesn't perform this week, anybody want Breece?
We're doing a dynasty league here, and you're going to give up your number 3 pick after this week.
A faux dynasty league, yeah. But, I mean, he's the only running back that I have, really. Only elite guy that I have.
I mean, you could trade Brees to Scott for like 3 running backs if you wanted.
If I want some bench running backs, yeah.
Or you can get Braylon Allen for fucking Brees, or replace Brees for the better guy on that team.
But he's not the better guy. That's what gets me. He's not better than Brees. It's frustrating. Anyway, Jordan Mason's gonna be gone, gonna be useless in the next couple weeks, so that's cool.
Thank you, Apple, so much. I love you, Apple.
Rome has been kind of garbage. Every once in a while, he scores 20 points, but I can't rely on that. Brian Thomas, though, rookie of the year, actual rookie of the year. He's been just really, really good.
Yep.
Even on a garbage-ass Jacksonville Jaguars team.
Trey McBride's kind of been lukewarm for you.
He has been, but...
outside of that fumble, has he caught a touchdown? Outside of that fumble recovery?
No, that was the only fumble recovery? Or that was the only touchdown. Yeah, he hasn't scored a touchdown.
His only touchdown has been on a fumble recovery. That's insane.
You gotta think that, they'll pick it up. He is the number 10 tight end. I expect him to finish top 5. So hopefully he can turn it around. Tony Pizza is back from the bye, and I don't think I can lose now. Tony Pizza will bring me to the promised land, unless somebody wants to trade me for Tyreek Hill.
You just put him on the trade block today.
Excuse you. Rico Dowdle.
You're ballsy for putting Tony P on the trade block for Brees playing like this.
No, I know.
Ballsy.
I know. I think that Brees can turn it around. Tony Pizza's he's a good trade piece right now. So if you guys want to send me some good trades, Rico Dowdle is also on the trade block. He has scored at least 12 and then 18 in the last 2 games.
That man scored 18 against the Steelers, so that doesn't tell you anything.
And then he has another test against Detroit this week, so we'll see how he does. Khalil Shakir might be back, hopefully. I need somebody. But league winner off the waiver wire, Juju Smith-Schuster is coming back. He's gonna return to 2017 form. He is, like his name says, my desperation play. I gotta replace Rashid somehow, and this is what I'm gonna get. If it takes a wide open touchdown for Juju to score anything, then I'm gonna hope for that every week. He did score 20 last week, so it's possible.
More upside than Worthy, though?
Worthy look like shit. He looks like he just has legs, not hands. So I'm not too worried about it right now. So that's our power rankings. Do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I agree with it outside of the whole Tatani take, but I know it's a rib, so.
It is. Tatani, you're not going to stay at 4. Calm down before you get your panties
Unless you lose 2 in a row.
Ooh. I hadn't thought about that. Sorry, Brittany. I hadn't thought about that.
He's going down to 7. He loses 2 in a row.
Literally, you will drop like a fucking rock in a pool. Oh, man, that'd be funny. I would love to put you below Apple.
Anything is possible.
Just cause.
Did you say he's dropping to 7th, and then you said you would love to put him below? Is Apple above 7?
No, Apple's at 12. I want to. He said 7. I want to put him at 12.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say. Sorry, Apple, I love you, but everything's sucks.
Oh,
Apple's garbage, man. Anyway, moving on. That was our power rankings.
Chill out. He's gonna beat me this week. Chill out.
Moving to our competition. Last week was the photo finish. It was the closest margin of victory, and that goes, unfortunately, because Kamara's garbage. Tommy, you won with 11 points. Congratulations. You get $5 for the year.
We'll probably throw that to use that for some diapers or something, or whatever you need at the moment.
Probably. Did we say congratulations? Congratulations, Tommy.
Congratulations.
Absolutely. Baby girl. Moving on to this week 6 competition is going to be the biggest blowout. So, yeah, beat your team, or beat your opponent by a lot.
Beat your meat.
Get... repeat that?
Nothing.
No, what'd you say?
No, go ahead. Last week was a great opportunity for this challenge because there was a lot of blowouts.
Absolutely. Beat your opponent by a lot, you get a little bit of money. So there you go. Moving to our predictions. Last week, I went a nice 5-1. He went 4-2. So, I mean, we're trucking along.
Dinner's on the horizon on me.
Absolutely. I went Devin, Chris, Eric, Paris, Sammy, and Tommy. You went Devin, Gifford, Eric, Brittany, Scott, and Tommy. Now there, the only one that I got wrong was Chris, so you let me down there.
You left me for dead.
Yeah, I did. I didn't pick you because I didn't believe in it.
No, and I wasn't there.
You switched up your team a lot, and I had to.
It was coming off 67 points. I don't blame him.
Absolutely. So this week, we are going with... Let's start with my matchup against Chris Blockbusters, or Hurry Up Cup. I am picking me. I mean, I gotta stick with the Rolling Rock.
Devin's gonna take this win, but it's gonna be a sneaky close win. It's gonna be a sneaky game for Devin. It's a tricky week.
You're saying that I'm not going to win the biggest blowout?
You are not gonna win biggest blowout this week.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Also, on top of your team, we never mentioned this.
Yeah.
It's official that Kyler Murray has signed a contract or something with Call of Duty. So his ass is fried. It's over.
I haven't heard that.
He signed a contract, so his ass is going to be playing like 6 hours a day.
Anybody wants Kyler? Okay, that's cool. All right. That's all right. We got the matchup of the Matts coming up. Matt Apple versus Matt Gifford.
11 versus 12.
1-4 versus 0-5, and I am sticking with 2-4 and 0-6.
2-4 sounds so good right now. That's such a relief.
God, that's brutal.
It's gonna be a dogfight, and it's not gonna be a fun dogfight. It's gonna be an ugly dogfight. It's gonna be a close game.
Yeah.
My team does anything possible until the last second to make it close. So with Pittman out, I think I'm gonna edge out this win here and go to 2-4, but I am not confident at all. You've been scoring points, Apple, so we shall see. That Terry Jaden Daniel stack is...
It's looking nice.
Nice. I might have let go of Terry too early, but I need this win. I'm going to get this win, and you're going to get punished this year.
It's going to come down to a Monday night, Tyler Conklin versus Garrett Wilson. So.
Oh, shit, Jets are Monday night again?
Yep.
Damn, that's like their second Monday night game in 5-6 weeks.
Prime time in New Jersey.
They're at prime time the first week of the season.
Yeah, I don't know how much they deserve that.
No, they don't.
Moving on, we have Tatani versus Brittany. And I mean, with Anthony Richardson starting, it could go either way. I don't think Anthony Richardson's gonna be the starter. Since his 35-point week 1, he hasn't done shit.
Sad about that.
Yeah, me too.
I call him the better version of Cam Newton. I look stupid now.
You didn't have to bring up the tape. I don't think anybody else would remember that tape. I have to go to Tani here. He's just been on a roll. His average did drop down to 136 because of last week's putrid performance at 100 points. But now he gets Saquon and AJ Brown back. AJ Brown has been hurt. Now he gets him back, and it's just going to be rough.
You know what? Fuck this. I was going to go with Tatani this week, but if Brittany picks up a quarterback on the waiver wire, Brittany is going to win this week. She has Amon-Ra back. Monty is here. And I don't know. I think Tatani's making a mistake in starting Kirk right now. I think that was a one-game excitement, and you drop Baker. So I think Brittany's going to take advantage of your faults.
I have nothing to say about that. Tatani is mortal. We've seen it.
He's mortal.
Everybody take advantage of that.
I think Kamara's on the slide down. Saquon and AJ are going to do you well, but I think your team's on the way down.
Damn. Okay.
You got some injuries.
Calling an audible.
I'm calling an audible.
I like it. Here. Good for I like that.
But she needs a new quarterback. If she sticks with Richardson, it's wrapped.
It's game over.
It's wrapped.
All right, moving on to Tommy versus Scott. Scott, you made too many moves. I think you're flying way too close to the sun right now. Call you Icarus. You are going to fall short against Tommy. Yeah, this team looks rough, man. It looks rough. Even with the 4 questionables on Tommy's team, good luck. I'm picking Tommy.
You just have a lot of question marks on your team, Scott. A lot of young guys and a lot of old guys. I don't know. Your team is...
it doesn't... I mean, it can go either way.
Outside of CJ Stroud, you have no superstar on your team. Drake's still ascending to that level, but he's not like... These other guys be lucky to get 10 touches a game, if that.
Right.
If Tommy has 2 of his starters starting, I gotta go with Tommy because he has established guys in the league that are gonna get touches if they play.
I want to see it. I want to see something good happen to your team. So good luck, but I am picking Tommy.
Yeah.
Up next, we have Nate versus Eric. Let's see, where did I go? I believe I went with Eric this week.
And I'm gonna predict that Eric gets the $5 bonus because I have 0 hope in Nate's team at this moment.
Nate's team, yeah. I mean, he gets Gibbs back this week, so that's nice. Nice for him.
Junior, yeah, that's solid. But I mean, he's still going blow for blow with Monty. Monty is still taking a lot away from Gibbs, which was not expected.
Yeah.
At this point of the season, so we shall see on that. But again, I said it on the power rankings. You desperately need Devontae to play. You need Devontae to come back, sign somewhere, ASAP Rocky. But for right now, I do not believe in your quarterback. Are you starting Rodgers this week? I'm not even paying attention to your team.
He has Hurts.
He has Hurts? Oh, you do have Hurts.
It looks like he dropped Rodgers.
Hurts hasn't been performing as we just said, so I gotta go with Eric, man. Eric's a juggernaut right now.
Eric's been looking real nice these past couple weeks. There's nothing else to say about Nate's team. It's been rough.
It's rough.
2-3, 4-1. I'm going with Eric. Moving
And
on
he shouldn't
to
even be 2-3.
No.
But we're not gonna talk about that.
Sammy versus Paris, and we're against each other in this one. I am going with Sammy.
Sammy's hot and cold, but since she's coming off a hot week, it's gonna be cold this week, and we're going with Paris. Paris, actually 2 hot and cold teams, so this is a toss-up. So
it can go either way. Both of you are 3-2, the number 5 and number 6 teams in the league right now.
good luck to the both of you.
Yeah, 2 dynamic quarterbacks, Lamar and Josh Allen, and then some garbage ass running backs, Charbonnet, Cook, J.K. Dobbins, and Gus Edwards. Ooh. And that's where our league is at, week 6, going into week 6.
Big mess, just a big, huge mess.
A big mess, but I mean, the right team is on top now, so that's all I can say. Thanks for listening to week 6 of TuddyTalk. If you want to hear us talk a little bit more about all the other weeks, I mean, they're kind of irrelevant now, but they're all on our YouTube channel. Go check those out. For week 6 TuddyTalk, I'm Devin.
I'm Gifford.
And we'll see you next week.
Go Hawks.
All right.
All right, let's go get that pizza, man.